During the Viking Age, 8th to 11th century, Norse symbols were deeply embedded in daily life, serving both practical and spiritual purposes. Warriors adorned their weapons and armor with runes and motifs like the Valknut, believing these markings granted protection and strength. Archaeological finds, such as the Oseberg ship carvings, reveal intricate designs blending art and belief. These symbols weren't just decorative, they were thought to channel divine favor in battle and voyages. The interplay of mythology and survival shaped a culture where symbols were as vital as steel. The Elder Futhark runes, dating back to the 2nd century, were more than an alphabet. They were sacred conduits to the gods. Each of the 24 runes held esoteric meanings, used for divination, protection, and curses. The famous rock runestone in Sweden, for instance, combines poetry and magic in its inscriptions. Shamans, or seers, cast runes to predict futures or invoke Odin's wisdom. This blend of language and mysticism made runes a cornerstone of Norse spirituality, bridging the mortal and divine realms. Myolnir, Thor's legendary hammer, symbolized divine power and protection against chaos. Amulets shaped like Myolnir were worn by Vikings as early as the 9th century, with over 1,000 artifacts found across Scandinavia. These pendants were believed to bless wearers with fertility, strength, and safe journeys. The hammer's mythic role, crushing giants and consecrating oaths, made it a cultural keystone. Recent discoveries, like the 10th century Swedish amulet inscribed "This is a hammer," confirm its enduring reverence. While direct evidence of Viking tattoos is scarce, 10th century Arab chronicler Ahmad ibn Fadlan described Norsemen as covered in dark green lines, likely iron-based ink. These markings may have denoted status or tribal affiliation. Modern forensic studies of preserved skin, like the 5th century Pazyryk mummies, suggest tattooing was plausible. Symbols like the Helm of Awe or Yggdrasil might have been etched into skin for protection, echoing the era's fusion of art and belief. By the 12th century, Christianization suppressed pagan symbols like Mjolnir, replacing them with crosses. Runic inscriptions dwindled, and many artifacts were buried or destroyed. Yet, folklore preserved Norse myths in Iceland's Eddas and sagas. The 17th century Icelandic manuscript, Codex Regius, became a key source for later revivals. This era marked a cultural hibernation, where symbols survived covertly in folk art and regional traditions until their romantic rediscovery. The 19th century Viking revival, fueled by nationalism and romanticism, rekindled interest in Norse symbols. Artists like Carl Emil Doppler designed horned helmets for Wagner's Ring Cycle, a mythic inaccuracy that became iconic. Scholars deciphered runestones, and museums displayed recovered artifacts. This movement framed Vikings as noble ancestors, inspiring a wave of Norse-themed poetry, paintings, and political imagery, laying groundwork for modern pop culture. Marvel's Thor comics, 1962, and blockbuster films globalized Norse mythology, albeit with creative liberties. Chris Hemsworth's hammer-wielding hero introduced Mjolnir to millions, while shows like Vikings blended history and drama. This pop-cultural lens reshaped Viking symbols into mainstream icons, divorcing them from their sacred origins but amplifying their visual appeal. By 2020, Marvel's Thor franchise had grossed over $3.5 billion, proving their enduring allure. Today, Norse tattoos thrive in neo-pagan and tattoo revival movements. Surveys show 1 in 5 tattoo parlors offer runic designs, with the Helm of Awe and Vegvasir among the most requested. Artists blend historical accuracy with modern styles, dot work or geometric runes. Stockholm's Nordic Tattoo Museum documents this trend, showcasing how ancient symbols adapt to contemporary skin art, often as tributes to heritage or personal resilience. For many, Viking tattoos are more than aesthetics. They represent resilience, e.g., cancer survivors choosing Yggdrasil for rebirth or cultural pride. Heathen groups use them in rituals, while others embrace the mythology's philosophical themes. A 2021 study found 38% of wearers link their ink to personal growth. This reinterpretation mirrors the Vikings' own pragmatism, transforming ancient symbols into modern mantras. From Tokyo to Brooklyn, Viking tattoos transcend borders. Instagram tags like Norse Tattoo surpass 2 million posts, while conventions like London's Viking Fest attract thousands. Japan's Irizumi artists fuse runes with traditional motifs, and Miami ink shops cater to Norse Caribbean blends. This globalization reflects a universal hunger for mythic symbolism, ancient marks for modern identities, uniting wearers across cultures under the shadow of Yggdrasil's branches.